about to move, then it's flatline finished. When I spaz, I'm grinning. Put a peel off in the Sadies and I pass by spinning. It's perks with this life, but I don't have my skinach. Took a quick trip and now I'm back home winning. And I see they eyes pop like I snack on spinach. Pull up to the spot, she try and grab my digits. I'm already 8 shots, a Henny past my limit. Here you go. Hazards with a dash full of tickets. I'ma act like I don't see them. I got bad eye vision. Y'all can't pass my scrimmage. While y'all tripping, it's Aruba. I realized I had to go.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 184 of Psychotic and Iconic. Paul's here along with my co-host Nick, Theories regular, and Philly Phil. Thank you to everybody that's tuned into the live stream already. If you haven't done so, please go ahead and share it. Nick, please turn off your volume. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. What's up, brother?
I know that was bad. I thought it was off. I never turned it on, but my fiance used the computer, so I don't. Maybe she used.
Well, her behavior. We got to work on her behavior.
No, but I wanted to start this podcast off differently, right? I have a 3-leg parlay from my fiance. She placed us in the summer. $20. It was a futures bet. Jalen Hurts, NFL regular season MVP at plus 1,200. Tyreek Hill, NFL Offensive Player of the Year 2023 plus 2,000, and Micah Parsons Defensive Player of the Year plus 450. $20 wins 30 grand. The cash out right now is 1,200.
Nah. No way.
You letting it ride, or you cashing it out?
I'm riding. Pause.
What's the biggest concern that you have on this bet? I have mine. Mine's Parsons. And ironically enough, he was actually like plus 450. He was the smallest one out of all of them.
Well, that's because everybody just thinks Michael Parsons, according to everybody, is the best defensive player of all time. He's unstoppable. He can't be beat. He's better than Ray Lewis, Lawrence Taylor.
Who said this?
You, amongst others.
I did not say this.
You said he was the best
I've never
defensive
said
player
this.
you've ever seen.
Yeah.
We can run tape.
Yeah, I've said that.
Yeah.
I didn't say he was better though, but like jumping off the screen, yeah, absolutely.
Cap. Anyway, I'm letting that ride.
You letting it ride?
I think it's a great bet.
I think it's insane.
Because here's the thing.
But the crazy thing is that Myles Garrett just got hurt and he's in a sling right now. His arm's in a sling. So he was the favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. Now I'm wondering, does Parsons creep up? Is it Watt? Is it, who's going to be the guy? I mean, can it be Bland? Could
honestly,
it be a teammate?
My fear on that would be Tyreek Hill.
Why?
Because I feel like CMC is going to be in that running. I feel like the buzz of Tyreek Hill has simmered a bit.
But CMC has missed time though.
No, he didn't.
He missed. Didn't he miss a couple weeks?
No,
he didn't miss a week or two.
No, he never missed it. He was supposed to.
He was supposed to. He never missed. You're right.
And I think with CMC being the MVP, I just feel like the Tyreek Hill stuff has died a little bit because he hasn't had 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. Because the Dolphins. The buzz around the Dolphins kind of,
I don't know, Mike.
But I'm not.
I don't know. Last week they won 20-13, and Tyreek Hill took a slant to the house, and that was the difference of the game.
I'm just saying.
He has been a really valuable piece. But I could see your point. I mean, the last big Tyreek Hill game was the Raiders, where he had 10 catches, which was last week. But outside of that, I mean, he had three weeks in a row where it was like, okay, 62 yards, 112 yards, and 88 yards, where it was like, all right, you're expecting 100.
Tyreek Hill is the favorite.
You think, he is the favorite.
Plus 115, and CMC is plus 170.
Plus, say 115 and then 170?
Yeah. So
wow. So he's a favorite by a pretty decent amount, I would say. It's close. It's close.
That bet is, and Micah Parsons is the favorite.
Right now, he's the favorite?
Plus 175, and TJ Watt's plus 250.
Wow.
And Jalen Hurts is
You got to let it ride. You got to let it
100%.
ride. Fuck that. 30 grand, you got to let it ride. I don't give a fuck.
That'll be the craziest bet.
That'll be the craziest thing. I say, if you hit that, you got to pay off my student loans. She was like, what? You're fucking crazy. I'm not doing that. You're
It's got to go to the federal.
Well, no, it would go to our beautiful wedding that we're going to have and our honeymoon.
Hawaii.
Well, not going to Hawaii anymore.
You got it.
No, we're not going to Hawaii anymore.
Where are you going?
We're actually going to Grenada.
That's in the Caribbean, right?
Yeah. I think it's going to be fire. It looks great there.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. So, yeah, we're going there. That was my first choice. but nobody listened to me.
You got overruled.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Nobody listened.
You got overruled, bro. Welcome to marriage.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, yeah, that was I wanted to bring that up because I thought that was like she showed me that tonight, and I was like, holy shit, because the cash out was like 500 before the weekend, but then I guess Myles Garrett got hurt, and Hill scored, and he had a pretty good game against the Jets, and Hurts won again, so it's like the ball's rolling.
I would say the only thing, it's a great.
The ball's rolling.
I know, it brought her way perfectly. That's fucking awesome. I hope she wins that, dude. That would be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
A $20 future bet.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is nuts.
Good for less theory.
I know. And it's funny. We always say, yo, like, why can't that be us? You know, and it's
about
like,
to be.
Wow, like, yo, she could be the first one that we could say that, you know, like that we know somebody. I was like, why can't that be us? So,
theories.
Yeah, that would be fire.
GDWD.
Yeah.
All right, let's start off. Bullshit at Bartle. Frank Reich got fired. That was unwarranted. Unnecessary. Tepper's a moron, dude.
Go ahead.
Why would you do that? You have a rookie quarterback, and then the interview that he came on and gave, basically saying that they thought that they were going to trade to Houston, and Houston was going to select Bryce Young with the first pick, and they were going to take CJ Stroud at 2. It's like, all right, bro, can you make the guy feel any more like shit? He's already 1-10. He's 3 foot tall. I don't understand that. And you got Greg Olson comes on Fox and says, I'm interested in the head coaching job. We already ran that back with Jeff Saturday. We've seen that before. You don't take somebody out of the booth that's never coached before and stick them in a pro offense or a pro head coaching level. You just don't do that.
Well, the problem with that is it's facts over feelings. You know, I see what you're saying, but it's facts over feelings. Carolina is 30th in passing yards per game, and they are 28th in rushing yards per game. I mean, this guy's supposed to come in here. He's supposed to groom the young kid, and it's looked awful. It has looked awful. It has looked everything that they did not see coming. It looked like it's the perfect storm for the Carolina Panthers.
You know why I disagree?
It didn't work.
You know why I disagree with you?
Didn't work.
You know why I disagree?
Well, they also fired Deuce Staley, and they also fired Josh McCown. They got rid of everybody. They're cleaning house.
It's stupid.
Why?
Last year, you just had Matt Rule. He was trash. You screwed up on that. Steve Wilkes came in, goes 6-6. The locker room loves him. They don't even give him the chance to do it. He did that with PJ Walker, Baker Mayfield, and Sam Darnold. He went 6-6. Then in the offseason, you hire Frank Reich, Deuce Staley, Josh McCown. You draft a quarterback that apparently those guys didn't want, and you trade your best wide receiver.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I feel like everybody was on board when they made that pick. I don't believe.
So was everybody in Munchkin land.
Like I don't believe that there was a split party at some point where it was like Frank Reich really wanted CJ Stroud and Tepper wanted Bryce Young. But I don't think that happened.
Even if that wasn't the case, they dug that grave because you traded everything to get Bryce Young. You got rid of his wide receiver.
So what you're telling me is that you're saying that this firing is them admitting that they had made a mistake to take Bryce Young over CJ Stroud.
Absolutely. They made a mistake. I don't care what anybody says, bro. They made a mistake. When you talk about CJ Stroud and you're talking about they don't have a good offensive line, their run game has been ass. Devin Singletary has been good as of late, but you had Tank Dell, who's a rookie. I think they got him in the 4th or 5th round, and you have Nico Collins. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, you got Dalton Schultz, but those wide receivers look good because of how good CJ Stroud is playing.
I don't disagree.
Bryce Young isn't making Jonathan Mingo look good. Miles Sanders got benched. Chuba Hubbard is what he is, a regular dude.
Well, Adam Thielen had a great year.
But the last 4 weeks, he's been a dinosaur.
I get it.
But I'm just saying it's a plethora of things, and it's a knee-jerk reaction to just go and fire Frank Reich.
Well, I obviously they were planning on going into a different direction, and they want to go earlier. Maybe they want to see what they have in-house, and then they're going to go from there. They're going to build from within, and then once the all season finally hits and they're able to interview with coaches, then I think that's when they can kind of feel like, all right, we know what we have, we know what we need.
They need a wide receiver.
What's going to happen in Carolina. I think they're going to completely implode, and they're going to do everything they can to make sure that this young kid can succeed at any point in time. because they have to. They invested too much to get him.
I agree.
So they're going to do everything they can. They don't feel like Frank Reich is the answer.
So, like I said, I still think it was unwarranted, and I thought it was just a dumb decision. But I understand how you're putting it. But again, the problem is, and I said this, I made this comparison before with Jason Tatum and Markelle Fultz. Markelle Fultz was never going to have a fair shot because of how the trade went down and how well Jason Tatum played from the moment he stepped on the court. So Markelle Fultz was always being compared to him. So now everything that's happening with Bryce Young is being compared to CJ Stroud, and CJ Stroud is in the MVP conversation, not just the Rookie of the Year conversation. D'Amico Ryans is in the Coach of the Year conversation. So I just feel like it's an organizational failure, and Frank Reich had to be the fall guy, even though I think they were dumb from the beginning firing Steve Wilkes.
So you're saying that Stroud's success has led to this firing?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't see it that way. I just I think. Well, looking at it logically, that makes sense, but I just don't see them just getting rid of a coach just because of another quarterback success. And I understand that, recency bias, that right now Stroud looks miles ahead better than Bryce Young, and it's not close. But we got to give this kid a chance too, though. I mean, what if they can get a head coach that can come in there and bring this kid up to speed, and then you're like, wow, now I see why they drafted him at number 1. I mean, I feel like now we're so quick to get rid of people like so early because of the pressure that just mount on people. Like when you hear all the chatter on social media, the access to hear the feedback is what can get the ball rolling even more. I feel like. No,
I totally agree with that.
I think it brings more pressure to people, and I don't know how fair that is, because if you look at Peyton Manning's rookie year, he threw like damn near fucking. I think he led the league in interceptions.
He did.
So it's like, all right, by that token, you would have got rid of him, and nobody would have seen Peyton Manning be Peyton Manning.
The other problem is, though, with that is
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing. The other part of that is I don't. So you have Bryce Young, who's not playing very well, but you've already given up on the head coach. That's what it is. Now he's going to have to learn a new system and all that stuff.
Maybe that was it. Maybe the system didn't fit their quarterback.
Maybe that could be true.
And that's why they're like, you know what? We got to get somebody that can fit his system, like that can tailor his system around our quarterback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not be so gung-ho about his system, and let our quarterback utilize his strengths. And maybe the system doesn't allow that for him. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Frank Reich isn't going to be the only head coach fired, because another one, a few are coming. Who do you think's the favorite to be next?
Oh, man. It's got to be Brandon Staley, dude. It has to be, right? Like, I mean, that team is way too talented to be 4-7. I don't care what anybody says. 4-7 is a joke. You could be the worst coach of all time, but you can get more than 4 wins out of 11 games from this Chargers.
Do you remember when me, you, and Mike were talking about Brandon Staley? When I think it was his first year coaching, and he went for it on like his 30-yard line, and they wound up losing the game. And I said they should fire him right now.
Right there.
He's a bonehead. There's a difference between analytics, taking risks, and risk versus reward.
Yeah.
And he just sucks. That's really the only way to put it. He sucks. It has to be Brandon Staley. There's no way.
His defense sucks.
And he's a defensive guy.
It's the defense, man.
Not for nothing. They held the Ravens to 20 points and they only scored 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but again, that was, maybe it was a rarity, but I'm just saying it's.
Oh, the Ravens are a good team. And like I said, they matched up well with them because the Ravens are so damn good at pass defense. They're damn near top of the best in the league. And the Chargers their strength is passing the ball. It was a bad matchup from the go. So them scoring 10 points doesn't really surprise me.
Dave just said, do you bring either Deuce or Frank Reich back to the Eagles in some capacity? I will say this. If I was the Philadelphia Eagles, I would fire Brian Johnson right now, and I would call Frank Reich and get him on a plane and bring him to Philly immediately. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Because Brian Johnson's a fucking dope, and I don't care that we're 10-1. He is a dope.
I thought he called a pretty good game last game.
You got to wear glasses. He called a good. We'll get there. Do you think Antonio Pierce should stay as the head coach of the Raiders? Because now here's an interim coach that is doing really good things.
He's doing okay. I mean, the Raiders are all right. They're competitive.
He's 2-2.
They're competitive. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's respectable. But do I think he deserves a shot? Yeah, why not? I mean, what do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose. What are you gonna do? You have to go through another hiring process, like, right? They're gonna have to go through a bunch of interviews, and then they're gonna be like, all right, well, this is our guy. Like, what are you looking for? What kind of coach are you looking for? I don't know, because Josh McDaniels and Antonio Pierce are two different coaches. One's a motivator, and one's a guy that has a lot of success historically.
He's a masturbator.
He's an offensive genius. You can call that. He's an offensive genius. Josh McDaniels. He's a good offensive coordinator, bro. I mean, like, let's be real.
You could say he's a good offensive coordinator.
He's a good offensive coordinator.
But a genius is crazy.
Well, look, he led Mac Jones to the playoffs, and Mac Jones, he can't even sniff the field in New England anymore. They don't even want him. And in 2 years.
If you put
I'm just saying he had success.
If you put Josh back on the Patriots, they're not doing it.
You're going based off Josh's success as a head coach, which is whatever. He has been asked as a head coach. But offensive coordinator, he's been excellent. He's awesome.
He has, but
that's his niche.
I think even if you put Josh back on the Patriots right now, they're not going to do anything because they have no talent.
Well, right now, because Mac Jones doesn't want to play there anymore, and vice versa. It's a bad situation. That I don't even think McDaniels would want to even entertain, because he's trying to get back into the good graces of the league. He's trying to prove himself. To get into a situation where you have a quarterback problem and a talent overall problem on offense, I don't want no parts of that. If I'm him, yeah, you know the system, that's great, but you don't have the talent that can help you make you look good to help you get another job somewhere, just to help your career. I'm not saying he's ever going to get another head coaching job, but at least set him up to like another notch above where he can be.
Do you think he's in the NFL next year as a coordinator?
I think he'll find his way back into the league somewhere
next year.
Maybe not next year, but maybe in a year or two.
Yeah, because I think he's going to take some time off, because I think it just ended so badly. And to see the way the Raiders are playing now after his departure, and the way like the guys are smoking cigars after a bullshit win in October, and it's just crazy. Like you're looking at him and it's like, damn, like did they really hate him that much?
Did you like that?
So I think it's one of those things that can be taken out of context. I didn't dislike it.
What do you mean by that?
So I feel like people, judging by the way you asked the question, I think you thought it was overboard. And I think a lot of people think that, but you got to remember, for those players, when they came to work, it seemed like they hated coming to work. And when you get rid of a cancer like that, and then you bring in a coach that you really ride with and you really like, and you want to go play for him, when you have a win like that after getting that cancer out of the building in the locker room, I feel like that can really be beneficial to the group. And it's like a weight off their shoulders. That's how I took it. Like, I didn't think, like, I was just like, oh, damn. Like, when I saw them smoking the cigars, it was more to me like, wow, they really, really didn't like that dude.
You know what's funny is that I think you're wrong. You were wrong about my assessment. I actually liked it. I don't have a problem with it.
I was just going my thing is this. The way you said it,
my thing is this, is like, when they break the huddle after they win, they're like, all right, enjoy this one until, we get back to work on Tuesday. You're able to celebrate a win for a 24-hour period.
But, bro, they look like they were celebrating more than just a regular dub.
They won. They won the game.
It was the Colts.
You can celebrate however you want to celebrate. The problem I have is the camera being in the locker room. They shouldn't even see that shit. That should be secluded amongst the organization. Nobody should know how they celebrate in the locker room. That is the only thing I have a problem with.
You want to know why I think they did that?
I think that's weak as hell.
I think it was on purpose. I think it was on purpose.
Sure it was.
I think they wanted to see how much they didn't like Josh McDaniels.
What's that called? Virtue signaling?
Virtue signaling.
Is exactly what it is, right?
It is. It is. But I want to talk about the NFL product. Because the NFL product, we laugh about this all the time. It's actually garbage.
It's been some shit.
The NFL product as a whole is garbage. Between the referees, just the calls that they make and don't make and miss and get wrong. Nobody knows what a catch is.
Yep.
You can't tackle a quarterback. Now they want to get rid of the drop hip tackle on a running back. So if you're running from behind someone, what are you supposed to do?
You have to let them drag you to the end zone.
I mean, seriously, what are you supposed to do? Or
push him out of bounds, or push him to the ground, or do something, push him forward and hope he falls. I don't know.
I know everybody makes the cliche joke all the time. It's going to be flag football. It's going to be two-hand touch. But at some point, it really is. Like, you're just going to have to run into a defender standing straight up.
Well, at some point, it is going to be flag football because if you see the behavior of Chandler Jones right now, oh, absolutely. I'll be like, ain't no way that this shit's going to fly.
Well, he was walking around Scottsdale. Maybe he was near our house that we're going to be in August. But he was walking around Scottsdale ass naked.
Yeah.
With a taboo.
Yeah. In his mansion. Just having a good time. Yeah. He's just letting it swing.
I mean, look, there was some.
It's crazy.
I have a soft spot for him and I feel bad for him.
Me too. Absolutely.
But when I watched that, dude, I was staring at it and I didn't know whether to laugh or just stand there with my mouth wide open. Because come on, bro, we're not doing that.
Whoa.
We're not doing that.
Whoa. When we play this episode back and you listen to what you just said leading up to after what we just talked about, you were going to be like, fam, how did you not stop me earlier? I can't wait.
So as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted,
I'm sorry.
I just can't believe that he went on Instagram Live and did that. But go ahead, give me your take on the NFL product, because if you're going tick for tack, baseball is the best product of all major sports. Baseball, hockey, and then basketball and football, you can argue. Although I will say this, the NBA this year has been amazing. Stars are playing, they're competing. It looks like they're taking the regular season serious. They're taking the in-season tournament serious. I've always loved the NBA. I could watch a Knicks and Hornets game. I'm just saying. I love it this year.
All right, look. The bottom line is the NFL's king. It's always going to be king, no matter what. The product is always going to be greater than the rest because our interests lead us there, right? Like our interest is the NFL more than any other sport. And I think there's a lot more going on. And I don't know why that is. I think there's a thirst for it because it's once a week during the season. And in the NBA, there's 3-4 games during the week, and then MLB the same way, So I think the thirst for the NFL during the season is what makes the product awesome. However, the product's been garbage this year. I mean, if you watch last night's game, Monday night game, Chicago at Minnesota, it was absolutely garbage. I mean, like, I don't know what I was watching. Honestly, I was seeing 4 picks from Dobbs. I was seeing fumbles from Justin Fields. I mean, we saw 6 turnovers last night. Like the worst football you can absolutely see.
I didn't even watch the game
on the biggest stage, and this is like where you want to shine. Especially for Justin Fields, especially when the season's ticking, slowly dying down. I know they won. That's cool. But, he didn't particularly light the world on fire. I mean, he scored 12 points and not for nothing. He had too many turnovers. And I just feel like, the overall game was just garbage.
It was unwatchable.
And I felt that way about the Sunday night football game with the Ravens and the Chargers. I was actually looking forward to that. And that happened to be a doozy, but the Eagles and the Bills game was excellent. That was a great game.
That was game of the year.
That was game of the year, right? But like outside of that, there isn't another game where I'm like, yeah, that game was fire.
Yeah, the Patriots and Giants was dog shit.
Dog shit. I mean, it's 2 teams that are like literally trying to fight for the best draft position at this point. That's what they're playing. That's what they're playing for. Tennessee and Carolina, dog shit. It's dog shit. It's a dog shit product right now. I mean, I feel like the points have been so low this year, and I don't know why.
I know it sucks, dude. But
in an offensive-driven league, you would think that there would be a lot more points scored this year than any year because you're getting used to the rules. And I don't know. It just seems to be a little
quarterback play
down.
has just been really ass this year for the most part,
Which is kind of weird because I feel like before the season, there wasn't many landing spots for quarterbacks like Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Remember, we couldn't even think of a destination until the Bucks happened to
and we were like, "Oh,
open
okay,
up." I was like, okay, the Bucks make sense. I think we even talked about the Bucks.
Yeah,
about them making sense.
We did.
But yeah, I mean,
we said Baker or Cart. Like I was saying too, like maybe Wentz, but this was before they signed Baker because I didn't think Baker was going to go there.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to roll with Trask, and I'm like, all right, well maybe you bring in Carson Wentz, and then right after that it was they signed Baker, and I'm like, all right, cool.
Trask. We haven't said his name since August.
I know.
I mean, it's all irrelevant.
Baker's been playing good,
but it's just weird. Like before the season, like you could see like there was a lot less jobs. I mean, look, you could argue Seattle's quarterback position is open for next year.
We're going to talk about that.
I'm just saying, but like, you know, as the season progressed, more and more jobs have opened up at the quarterback position. Whereas before the season, we were trying to figure out, you know, who's going to be the next wave of quarterbacks and who's going to start over who, because every team, damn near every team had a quarterback. So it's just interesting how it's playing out. There's going to be a
lot of new faces in new places.
Oh yeah, and head coaching and quarterback.
Oh, yeah. I feel like this is going to be like a clean out year.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a new wave. It's a new wave. It's a new wave.
All right, let's talk about part of the product that was awesome. Eagles beat the Bills 37-34 in game of the year. Dude, that game was nuts.
That game was wild.
And you know what's crazy? I put $75 on the Bills money line.
Sorry to hear that.
Because I'm like, you know what? The Bills, they need a win before the bye, because if they lose, their season's over. I'm like, the Eagles got San Fran coming next week, and it looked good. The Eagles scored and made it 24-21. The cash out was 106, and I cashed out immediately because I'm like, Jalen Hurts is winning this game. Jalen Hurts is winning this game. I knew it, dude. I knew it because I've seen the Eagles perform in those spots better than Josh Allen and the Bills.
The close games.
The close games where you need to operate to perfection. And that is where the Bills struggle. And that's not all on Josh Allen. It's on Josh Allen. It's on Sean McDermott. So I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe they were offering that cash out.
I can't believe it either, honestly. I mean, take it though. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like, I know. Here's the thing: it wasn't even about the money. I was just happy I got my money back.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And then I made $30, so it was like whatever. But, what did you think about that game? Because I have a ton of stuff to say on it, but I want to hear from you too.
I got a lot to say about the game in general. I have it written down. I was writing a bunch of notes about it. Josh Allen was amazing. First off, like, I don't care what anybody says. He played his ass off. I thought he made some great throws in critical spots. The Bills had 22 pounds on Josh Allen throws or runs. So, I mean, I felt like the Eagles defense actually played pretty well in the first half, I would say. The first quarter, they were great. They got off the field quick and early. And then, the Bills, they're going to make plays. That's what they do. And the Eagles were the better team. They made some spots, but yeah, man, this game was all about Jalen Hurts and what he can do, running the football and passing, and just the leadership of the team. Just he put his team on his back. He did.
Bottom line,
he did. He put his team on his back. That was where I was like, yep, this guy is the MVP. He's the MVP. He's slam dunk. He put the team on his back, and he came down and won the game. They won the game. I mean, like, I couldn't believe they won the game.
I know.
That's how impressed I was. I was like, I at the moment when the Bills were up towards the end of the game, I was like, the Eagles are going to lose this game. You just felt it. And then something switched, and then all of a sudden the Eagles are kicking the game-tying field goal, and then you're like,
bro, that throw to Zacchaeus was just masterful. If Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, or Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert made that throw that Jalen Hurts made, it would have been, they would have talked about that nonstop, all week nonstop. What I've come to realize is I still think Jalen Hurts is underrated. I really do. I still think that there are people that don't think Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback. I still think that there are people that doubt Jalen Hurts in big spots and his ability to throw the ball. I still think that people doubt the Eagles as a whole, whether you want to say that it's luck or you want to say it's that. They're winning tough, close games. These are battle-tested games that they are winning. That is good. You want to see that. And then hopefully you hit your stride in December now and get going. But these are big wins.
The second half was the name of the game for me. I mean, the Eagles, this is the reason why the Bills are where they're at. It's just they just seem to get out-coached. I don't know what it is. Because in the first half, the Bills had the Eagles. They did. I mean, it was 17-7 at the half. And we're sitting there like, all right, we just got to get back in this game. We got to go down and score a touchdown. And the Eagles did right after Buffalo missed a field goal. The second half, the Eagles had 7 drives, right? They scored on 5 of them. They scored on 5 out of 7 drives. That's insane. They scored 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdowns, and they scored 3 field goals, 2 field goals. I'm sorry, 1 field goal. 1 field goal and 4 touchdowns. 1 field goal and 4 touchdowns in the second half. And their defense was getting off the field early on. They got a couple of interceptions. I'm sorry, they got an interception, a missed field goal. I mean, look, the Eagles defense, they did everything they could to win this game and keep it close. And the offense came through in the clutch. That's what I got to say. But overall, I mean, another gut-punching loss for Josh Allen, though, right? It just seems like every time he gets close to beat a good team, it just feels like his defense just can't pull it together for that one last stop. It just feels like that. And that's kind of been his career.
I will say this too. I'm not going to blame him totally for the miscommunication with
Gabe Davis.
However,
oh my God.
I will say this. As the leader, bro, like, you and your fucking wide receiver 2 need to be on the same page, dude.
By this point, yeah.
He smoked Darius Slay.
Yeah.
I mean, he was 4 or 5 yards ahead of him.
If he just lobs it up,
4 or 5 steps, excuse me. And he did lob it up. If Gabe goes in instead of post out, it's an easy touchdown and it's over. When you have errors like that, you just look and it's like, it's either not meant to be, you were flustered in the moment, bad coaching, bad communication. It's just a whole bunch of different things that lead to a poor team.
I know.
And it sucks because it's like, I'm trying not to beat up on Josh Allen because he played great. He played great.
And that's the thing that gets me. It's like and I said this a couple weeks ago, he has to be perfect for the Bills to win. And that is just true. Like, I'm sorry. The dude he's the entire offense.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude. He had 9 rushes for 80 yards, and they played in the rain. This wasn't even like, this wasn't dry conditions. Based on what I saw on the TV, it was fucking coming down pretty hard.
Dude, their jerseys were fucking.
I was watching the game. I'm like, yo, I would hate to be there right now. That there ain't many times where you could say you're watching a football game and saying you would hate to be somewhere. That was the moment. I was like, oh, hell no. And he did awesome. 9 carries, 81 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. He threw for 340 yards. I mean, what more is he supposed to do for him to get a win? You know, and that's my biggest point is, like, when he plays against good teams, he has to be perfect for them to even be close to these teams.
You know what the problem is? He's so talented and he's had a lot of big moments and he's had success. Not the success that I think people projected him to have, but he's been successful. And I just feel like when you make mistakes on crucial moments like that, it's such a bigger cloud over you.
Yeah, but he didn't make a big moment, a gut crushing.
Well, it lost the game, but I don't know who was it on. We don't know that. Like, who did Gabe run the wrong route, or did he not know the route?
I get it. But
so that I really don't know, and I don't think we'll ever know that because
I get it. But what I'm saying is, he still went down the field and he still got points on the board and put his team in position to win the game. All his defense had to do was stop the Eagles from scoring, and they would have won the game. So again, that's what I'm saying. If it's a team game, then you got to look at it from both sides of the coin.
You do, but here's the problem. When Brock Purdy played against the Browns before the 3-game losing streak, the first game of the loss, when Brock Purdy led the team down the field and Jake Moody missed the fucking field goal, they blame that on Brock Purdy. So when the wins and losses come, you just blame the quarterback.
Well, because of his overall performance in that game. But this game particularly, Josh Allen was excellent.
I understand that, but when it comes to that, but when you had to do it was when the mistake came. And like I said, it might have not been his mistake. It just looks so bad. Because again, he was wide open. It wasn't like he had to thread the needle. He had to make an acrobatic throw. It was just, Gabe was looking up like that, and Slay was 4 or 5 steps behind him.
He got burnt off the line of scrimmage.
He got smoked. And it was really unfortunate. Look, I didn't care too much because obviously I'm an Eagles fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was happy for it. But I was in that moment. I'm just like, damn it, man. Like, this guy really, in those moments, he can't catch a break. Like, now he's 0-6 in overtime. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, he can play flawless. And sometimes it's not enough, like it just was.
It's crazy. I mean, and we're talking about the same guy that is leading the NFL right now in touchdowns. He has 33 touchdowns this year. That's fucking insane. That's fucking insane. I don't care what anybody says. Like, that is insane. 33 touchdowns in 11 games. I mean, that's 3 touchdowns a game. What more do you want from them? That's 21 points. And they're 6-6.
Oh, yeah, they're not even making the playoffs. It's a shame that Josh Allen's going to miss the playoffs in the heart of his prime. Because I got news for you. They're going to miss the playoffs 100%. And after they miss the playoffs, Sean McDermott's gone.
I mean, he's got 24 passing touchdowns in 11 games.
How many picks does he have now? 12 or 13?
Got 13.
13?
Yeah. 13 picks. Which
12 weeks in. It's about
a high number.
Game. But the problem is that even
again, and I said this, the problem is he always feels like he's got to do too much. And that's why you see the mistakes. He's always forcing shit. He has to make the play because who the fuck is? Who else is on this team's going to make a play? If I hand it off to my running back, does he have the capability to go 50 yards to the house? No, probably not. I haven't seen it. They haven't done it.
James Cook has played.
He's been pretty good. And that's the thing. It's like, that's why they had to make a change at the coordinator position during the season. They had to. They had to move on. They had to. And you know what? Ever since, I felt like the Bills have been playing pretty well on offense. It's just their defense is just it ain't it, man. They need new life in Buffalo. And the problem is next year doesn't really favor them because they're like minus 27 million in the cap. So what the fuck are they gonna do?
Oh, nothing, dude. They got big problems next year.
And you know what's crazy? Like, I always think about this signing too, was the biggest like blemish that nobody's even talking about, nobody even brings up, is Devon Miller signing a year ago. That signing wasn't even worth it. He hasn't done anything for him. He's been hurt.
I know.
And you signed him way past his prime to $100 million deal. And it's like, yo, why don't you take that money and spread it around and get better on defense to go help out your young quarterback, or go get him another wide receiver to go pair with Stephon Diggs and then go draft a Dalton Kincaid. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think it's an offensive problem. I think it's a defensive problem for the Bills. I think it's that and a combination of getting out coached in the second half. They got out coached in the second half, period, end of story.
That's it. And I want to stay in the AFC East here because there's another team in that division that potentially is the worst team in football. And it's mind-blowing to say that about the Patriots.
Why? Why is it mind-blowing?
Bro, they are horrible. And we laughed about this in the season. We were going over our preseason predictions and we were looking at their schedule and we were saying their schedule was hard as hell.
It is.
But to be like you scored 7 points against the Giants. Mac Jones, that might have been the worst game I've ever seen him play. He got outplayed by Tommy DeVito. Tommy fucking Cutlets.
Tommy Cutlets.
I just... That dude, you have to follow that dude that says that.
Is that his name?
Bro, his name's Nicky Scarlett. Funny as hell. He calls him Tommy Cutlets. They lost on a field goal. A kicker that they took in the 4th round blew the game. What do you think about Bill?
I think Bill's fine. I think it's his offense.
I think Bill's fine. I think it's his offense.
Yeah, because when you say Bill, I think of like defense. Like, I know he's the head coach. I get it. But like, I feel like Bill is a defensive guy. And his defense has been great this year. His defense has been fine. I think his defense has been just as fine as any other year. I think he's been okay on defensively. It's the offense that they just can't score. They have no rhythm. They have nothing on the offensive end. I mean, their roster is so pathetic. I'm going to rattle off the names here, and this is their skill position players.
It looks like Chedd's fantasy team.
It's like waiver wires.
He got 5 wins though. So
and you know what's funny?
Salute the bro.
I like Ramondre Stevenson too. I do, but there's nothing flashy about him. He's a good running back.
Stevenson's a good running back.
He's a good running back.
On a very, very, very bad offense.
Fair. Good running back. They got Ezekiel Elliott. They got Demario Douglas, Devontae Parker, Tyquan Thornton, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Listen to these names.
Kayshon Boutte, Mike Gesicki, Ty Montgomery. I can't believe Ty Montgomery is still out here.
They have Ty Montgomery?
Ty Montgomery, yeah.
Number 88 for the Packers?
That's him, right?
Yeah, it is him, dude. That's nuts. I didn't know he was still on the roster. He's like 70.
He's 30. Yeah, it's Ty Montgomery from the Packers.
Bro, they lost to Tommy DeVito beat Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick's in his Jamie Moyer years. His fastball is like 80 miles an hour.
That is a game where Bill Belichick can coach himself a win. I'll give you that. I will. That's a fact. The Giants team is fucking ass. The Giants team is fucking garbage. I come up here every single week and I crush them because they are one of the worst teams I have seen.
They got 4 wins, bro.
I know, but they're still bad. They're a bad football team.
They got the same amount of wins as the Chargers.
That's crazy to me.
I just thought of that. The Chargers are 4-7, right?
Yeah.
And Tommy Cutlets is 4-7.
Well, he's not.
I'm saying, Brian Dable and DeVito.
Oh, they won 2 in a row.
They won 2 in a row. Tommy Cutlets.
They won 2 in a row.
He's frying. Another team that's pretty ass that found themselves back in the playoff race in the NFC is the Packers, bro. Big upset over the Lions on Thanksgiving.
You got some explaining to do with your Lions, man. What's up, man? What's going on with them? That was a layup for them.
That was a bad loss.
That was such a bad loss for them because the Eagles just won, right? And that would have put the pressure on the Eagles to win that game even more if the Lions would have won.
And Dallas.
Of course.
And the 49ers. The 49ers and the Eagles would have been a huge game because if the Eagles lose and they win.
That was a bad
was
loss.
So shocked at that. Like, talk about a letdown game. That is pathetic. And I was really high on the Lions. I'm not totally off of them yet, but that loss, bro, like you can't have that in the middle of the run you're having. Like I said, when we looked at their schedule, I said, I only see them one potential loss, and it was the Cowboys.
That was a really bad loss.
I'm like, because the Cowboys is the only other good team on this schedule.
They look bad, too. They look like...
they looked out of sorts, bro. Jared Goff looked confused. Dan Campbell looked like he got outcoached by Matt LaFleur. Jordan Love outplayed Jared Goff.
I mean, look, this game the score was a lot closer than this game even indicated.
What happened?
The score looks, it was a lot. It wasn't as close as the score indicated.
Oh no, hell no. They were thoroughly outplayed,
it was
bro.
absolutely a domination by the Green Bay Packers. They dominated them. And I know Jared Goff threw for 300 yards, but if you watch that game, if you watch that game, that proves that stats aren't everything.
So you believe me now?
No, well, I never said the stats were. They support your argument, but if you watch the game, you can't just say if any Joe Smo that didn't watch this game looked at Jared Goff's stats, he'd be like, wow, Jared Goff played well. His defense let him down.
Yep.
But actually, in reality, Jared Goff, he didn't play well at all.
He played very bad.
He played very poorly. And, hats off to Green Bay. They're still in this playoff race. Christian Watson looked good. Jaden Reed, he's becoming one of my favorite players to watch. I like the way
I like him, bro.
He's elusive. They use him like the Deebo Samuel role.
Yep.
They give him carries. I like the creativity they got going on in Green Bay. I think, and to be honest with you, I actually think Jordan Love should be their starter next year. I think he's earned the right to be their starter. I think he's played great.
He's shown improvement. That's the problem with the other quarterback in that division. You haven't seen a lot of improvement from Justin Fields. You've seen little moments of like, wow, can he play? But with Jordan Love, you're watching him play quarterback and you're like, all right, these are good things.
When I watched him against Detroit, which, Detroit's a pretty good team, right?
Yeah. I mean, their D-backs are weak, but regardless.
Look, on the road, it doesn't matter. On the road, on a holiday, and you came out and you straight up balled. Like, I got to salute that. And he looked great doing it. He looked comfortable. He never looks rattled. He always looks like he's in control. And I really like him. I think he's got a bright future. If Green Bay can get him pieces to be successful a little bit more on the offensive side, along with the defensive side, I think they're going to be just fine with Jordan Love moving forward.
And that's what makes me so mad about the Justin Fields situation is that Justin Fields has DJ Moore.
Bro, I don't even want to talk about Justin Fields. Like, he absolutely, dude, every time I hear his name, I just feel like I cringe.
If you're searching for something for 3 years and you still don't have the answer,
it's over.
It's not there.
It's over. The sample size is way too large now for me to be like, okay, he still has some juice in him. Pause. 31 games. And
what's got what, 6 wins, 7 wins?
He's fucking like 6-27. What more do I need to see to give somebody another year of opportunity to be my starting quarterback? I'm sorry. I think Chicago needs to move on. Now,
let's talk about a quarterback that has been playing out of his damn mind. Cowboys smacked the Commanders. Dak Prescott balls out again. CeeDee Lamb has a game. Do you think Dak could be in the MVP race?
Sure. Yeah. If the Cowboys beat Philly in a couple weeks, and Dak is still playing like he's playing right now, absolutely, he's going to be. He might be the favorite.
I think if the Cowboys beat the Eagles, he's going to be the favorite if he continues to play like the way he's playing. I think a lot of it depends on what happens this week with the Eagles and Hurts. But if the Eagles were to lose this week, Dallas beats Seattle, Dallas beats the Eagles, which, it's the second game.
Regardless, I think the MVP race is going to come down between Eagles and Dallas.
Hurts and Dak?
I think so.
That'd be a cool rivalry.
I actually kind of think it's kind of like panning out to be that way because let's be real. Who else is in the MVP conversation? You going to say Mahomes?
No.
Yeah.
You can make a little bit of an argument.
You can make a case about it. Absolutely.
Their offense is really some shit. Without Mahomes, they would be trash.
Sure, but absolutely. I get it.
As far as Dak goes, man, he's playing lights out. Good for him, bro.
He's been
good for him because Dak. I troll Dak here and there. Everybody knows I am a Dak fan, though. I like him. I want to see him succeed. It just sucks that he's on the Cowboys.
If Dak plays like this, what is the ceiling for the Cowboys?
Dak playing like this, they can win the Super Bowl.
Wow.
If Dak plays at this level,
wow. I didn't expect that.
Their team is good enough, bro. You lost.
All right. Who's the second best team in the NFC right now?
Right now, it's the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
Come on, bro. What am I supposed to say here? And look, I get it. I know
over the Niners.
Yes, I know they're still playing. The Niners and them are just a hard matchup. But
with the Cowboys, they match up really well with them.
But here's the thing, and it's not a flip-flop thing. I'm just saying that Cowboys have been surging, and I know they've been playing bad teams, and I get it. And when they play bad teams, they put it on them. But Dak Prescott's throwing for 350 a game and 3 touchdowns. CeeDee's looking like a big boy. Tony Pollard looks good. Rico Dowdle looks good. Jake Ferguson looks good. They just look all right. Cook. They finally got Brandon Cooks involved.
He looks. Yeah. Let's talk about him. He's been excellent the last couple of weeks, man. He looks like he's given the Cowboys another dimension on offense.
Which is what I didn't understand what they weren't using them. Why they weren't using them. But that's my thing. So here's the thing. I will temper the expectations because I want to see Dallas beat good teams. And I feel like Dallas's weakness is in those crucial moments where they just go brain dead. And that's the truth. But when they play bad teams, they put it on them. They don't play down to bad teams, which is a good sign. But the problem is when they play good teams and you have to click in those moments, that's their weakness. But when Dallas is playing great, they're a good football team.
Well, early in the year, they weren't clicking in the red zone. And I don't know what happened, but man, they've gotten a lot better.
Who?
Dallas. Well, and I said it too. I was looking at Dak Prescott because I have him in fantasy, and I'm like, man, if he could just convert on those fucking red zone, bullshit 3-yard, touchdown passes, if he could just fucking score, figure out a way to get a 3-yard touchdown pass instead of kicking these stupid ass field goals or going for it and not converting. If they could do that, his numbers are going to be out of this world. And the last 5-6 weeks, they are out of this world. And I'm happy that I kept on to him.
Bro, he's got 18 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
He's been awesome.
He's been lights out. And it's like when you see it, it's like,
So yes, the MVP conversation is gonna come down to that game. Unfortunately, it is. And I know that I know the Eagles did beat them, and I know the Eagles have a lot more impressive wins, but when it comes down to the MVP race, I feel like a recency bias always wins.
It is, but here's the thing. If Hurts, they beat the Niners, they lose to the Cowboys, they win out, or they rest because they have the first seed lineup, whatever. If the Eagles and Jalen Hurts are the 1 seed, Jalen Hurts is going to win the MVP. That's what I believe.
That's usually what happens.
And that doesn't matter what happens against Dallas. I feel like
that's usually what happens because even though Dak Prescott's going to have better passing stats than Jalen Hurts, right? Just saying, at the end of the year, Dak probably will have better passing stats. Maybe, yes or no? Yeah. I would say he probably will.
He's throwing for a ridiculous amount of yards a game.
Right. So
he's taking, like I said, they're beating down bad
But
teams.
it comes down to the Aaron Rodgers thing where remember when Brady had better stats, but Rodgers was the 1 seed and it was like, oh, well, he won the MVP because they were winning. It's going to be the same thing. But I think that Dak's path to winning the MVP is they got to beat Philly and they got to go on a run.
The difference is, though, with that, where I'll give a little bit of pushback is that the Eagles, I mean, they're 2 or 3 games in there, they're dominant stretch and they're undefeated. Like everybody's been predicting them to lose. They were supposed to lose against the Cowboys. They were supposed to lose against the Chiefs. They were supposed to lose against the Bills. Now they're supposed to lose against the Niners. Then they're supposed to lose against Dallas next week. And it's like, at some point when Hurts is just having these comeback after comeback in the second half, it's just like, all right, man, what are you supposed to do? He's playing excellent in the second half. He's figuring it out. And that's what an MVP is. That's what it is.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's going to come down to the next couple of games.
I know. It's going to be interesting, though. But Broncos beat the Browns for their 5th straight win. Talk about a surging team.
Yo,
bro, from 1-5 to 6-5.
Yo, check them out, yo. Check out the Broncos, man.
I want to salute and shout out to Russ. I still hate Sean Payton, but for as much as I've dogged Russ over the last 2 years, he's got me just sitting back saying, do you, bro?
I kind of like it though, man. Like, yo, we came up here, we shit on Russ, and now he's shitting on us. Like, oh, that rhymed. That was fire.
JustNick.
That was bars right there.
JustNick.
Right? So now he's shitting on us, right? And
that's
it's
the
like,
episode name.
and it's like, yo, I like those kind of stories though. Like, I'm not mad about the takes that I've gave about Russ. Like, I still believe in that. I just think that Sean Payton he's a good coach and he's going to figure it out with whoever he has. That's historically him. But I like the story. I like the way that he's just shitting on everybody. And I'm like, man, like, I can appreciate that because that's sports. You know, that's sports to a T. It's like, you know, when somebody's down, they always have the ability to come back up based on their performance. And you know, Russ right now, he's balling, and I can't even like hate on him. I can't come here and I can't trash him. There's nothing to trash him about. He's been excellent. He's been playing like a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Period. End of story. The last 5 weeks in this winning streak, he's been playing like a top 5 quarterback. Top 10 quarterback.
If they are 1-5, and with the Bills slipping like they are, they could really sneak into the playoffs.
Would Russ win comeback player of the year?
Absolutely.
I know, but that's like, so it's almost like that award is kind of like a slap in the face though, because now you're telling me I was garbage last year. I know he probably feels that way, but it's like you're bringing it back up and now you're telling me that I bounced back from a shit year to this.
Well, didn't CMC win it the year after he got hurt when he came back? Well, no, I guess, no. That
coming back from an injury is different. I know. Coming back from a garbage ass season, I feel like
he figured it out.
I feel like it's kind of a slap in the face.
I just really can't believe how good they're playing. Like, I don't even have anything to say about that.
You think it's sustainable?
Look, man, I don't know. They're playing the Texans this week. We're going to preview that in about 5 minutes. I just, to see that is just crazy. 1-5 to 6-5.
Yeah.
Beating the Chiefs and the Bills. And I know the Bills are kind of some shit, but damn. Impressive. Good for Russ.
I actually want to hear what the audience thinks. Hey, Phil, can you put up a poll?
We got to make that a story tomorrow. Will they make the playoffs?
No, this is a better question. Who do you believe in more the rest of the season? The Broncos or the Texans?
Texans.
It's a good question.
It is. We're going to talk about that.
It's a good question because like you could say that the Texans could be a mirage too, but I don't believe it.
Yeah.
But you could say that.
There's an argument to be had.
Mm-hmm. You want me to put up a poll? There's only 7 people in YouTube.
We'll put it up on our story tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll put it up on our story.
Where we get more buzz. We need more friends.
Yeah, we need more friends like Marcos.
And James. James in here. Active than a motherfucker.
Yeah, James rocking. Disco Dave's rocking. The Godfather's rocking.
Caesar was.
You know.
He's going to edge my lawn now. He'll be back.
How many of us?
What happened?
How many of us?
How many? All right, so the Chargers lost again. Who do you put this blame on?
The coach. The coach
put up 10 points?
No, but the coach prepares the players, and it's like it feels like they're never prepared. And a big moment like this, come on, bro. Like, I don't know.
So the Patriots' lack of success is due to Mac Jones and bum skill players, but the Chargers' lack of success is on the coach. I got it.
Yeah, because the Chargers have offensive skill players to put up points. The Bill Belichick is rocking with the roster that I named earlier.
He built it.
I'm just saying. I know. I get it. He built that roster, but again, it's all biting them back because they swung and missed on a lot of wide receivers in the previous drafts.
Super shit.
That fucked them up for Mac Jones. That killed Mac Jones as his
what? And Keel Harry was the shit.
He was garbage.
He was
They
horrible.
hyped him up, and I was waiting for him to like pop. And he had Brady, and he still couldn't do shit. So yeah, that situation was just weird. But like they can't get that player. They can't. The Patriots are missing that Tyreek Hill kind of guy, that guy that can strike fear into a defense. They have nobody that fears them on the offense. Nothing. Who the fuck are you scared of on the Patriots offense?
No one.
You're not scared of Ramondre Stevenson. How effective can he be if your passing game can't be effective? I'll just stack the box and I'll call it a day.
He's their best pass catcher.
There you go. So again, that's why
I blame.
So that to answer your question, that is my answer.
I put that's 50-50 to me between Herbert and Staley. Well, I don't want to go maybe 60-40. I'll put it a lot on Staley, but some's got to go to Herbert, bro.
Sure.
Some's got to go to Herbert. When you are that talented and you are being regarded as a top 5 quarterback, you're elite, you're this, you're that. There are still people around the league that would probably take Justin Herbert over Jalen Hurts.
Oh, I don't give a fuck either, man. Keenan Allen's a top 5 wide receiver in this league.
He's had a great year.
He's a top 5 wide receiver.
Yeah, Jimmy just said it too. We talked about this too. When is Kellen Moore taking over? When's Kellen Moore taking over?
I don't know. Everybody hyped him up.
I mean, their offense was good. Outside of last night, their offense was trash, but I don't understand it.
You don't think Keenan Allen's top 5? You're quiet on that.
I can't think of it off the top of my head. You got top 5. I mean, you got Tyreek Hill, you got AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, and then I think who am I missing?
You're gonna say Jamar Chase?
Jamar Chase. I don't know though, because Jamar Chase ain't putting on right now, but it's hard. He didn't put on all season. But I still love Jamar Chase. I'm a big Jamar Chase fan. I would say Jamar Chase right now is better than Keenan Allen. But I would say.
You think so?
I think I would take Jamar Chase over Keenan Allen. Yeah. I would.
You would take the 2023 Jamar Chase over the 2023 Keenan Allen?
No. Not current day, but I'm just saying, like, just his quarterback's out. I don't know if Keenan Allen would be doing this with Chase Daniels or Jake Browning.
Well, he's on a bad team.
Who?
And he's still putting up numbers.
I get that, and you can still put up numbers on a bad team. Jamar Chase, though, he's had an up and down year. Jamar Chase actually had a bad year, but Joe Burrow was injured in the beginning. That's why he wasn't doing too well. So I'm saying, if you're asking me right now, yeah, I'm taking Keenan Allen. That's the easy answer.
He's been awesome. I mean, when you watch him, he makes fucking plays.
That's all he does. He makes the most of his targets. And he gets a bunch of them.
So much. They have him in motion. They have him doing the out routes in the motion. Like, it's almost like a cheat code. It's like what Miami's doing with Tyreek Hill, where they have him going in motion and they're hiking the ball as he's running. So he has a head start. And it's like, to me, I feel like that should be illegal, because when Tyreek Hill can get a head start running and I have to wait for the ball to be snapped to react, I'm fucking screwed.
I know.
Because he's way too fast for me to even keep up. He's going full speed and I'm starting to get ready to get set. And I gotta see where he's gotta be. Is he gonna go out? Is he gonna go in the middle of the field? Is he gonna go down the field? Where is he gonna do? Is he gonna do a curl? I have to be prepared for everything. So how can I stop that with his speed? It's almost like it's crazy. That's a crazy wrinkle.
What's wild, dude? I was thinking of this today when I was looking at fantasy when I found out Jonathan Taylor got hurt, because I had no idea until Tom sent that text message. I had no idea he was hurt. So like I was sitting there talking all that shit.
Taylor?
Jonathan Taylor. I didn't know.
I didn't know that either until we got the notification on our phone.
But I didn't get the notification. I wasn't on Wi-Fi. So when we were messing around in the group chat, in the fantasy chat, and Tom said that, and then he edited it and was like, JT is hurt. And I'm like, what? And then I went on Twitter and I saw it. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know that. However, I was looking. I have Keenan Allen in my brother's league. For Keenan Allen owners, the luck that you and I have and everybody else is wild, because that entire wide receiver group got hurt. Quentin Johnson got benched. He was the 15th overall pick. Like, think about it. That whole group, Austin Eckler got hurt. Mike Williams got hurt. You got Keenan Allen, Jalen Guyton, and I can't think of the other dude.
Gerald Everett.
Gerald
He got
Everett
hurt. He was hurt.
That's what I'm saying. The only healthy one on that offense has been Herbert and Keenan.
I know.
For Keenan Allen owners, it's been the best year you could possibly wish for.
He's been hurt.
The one that you have to worry about a lot is usually Keenan Allen because of hammies.
Yeah.
But this year he's been rock solid. I know, not going to, because I'm getting ready to do my.
I love him, dude. He's awesome, man.
I wanted him. I got him in my other league, but I loved Keenan Allen this year, and we talked about it back in August when we said he was going to take the CD Lamb role. Yeah. And he just took it and ran with it because of Kellen Moore.
He's been awesome. Imagine having him in like Amon-Ra, like in fantasy. It's almost like you're getting like 40 points a week.
Yeah, Jim, we were talking with Kellen Moore. I know, dude. I think Kellen Moore should take over that job.
Oh, I agree with you.
I think Kellen Moore should be the entire.
He's a pros pro.
Yeah. He is, bro. Pros pro nothing, bro.
Yeah. Dave had to put a claim on Moss after I just waived him. LOL.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. A lot of people dropped Moss this past weekend. Actually, Spanos
texted me.
I was talking to him about it. I was like, man, dude, that sucks. I was like, bro, you had him all fucking year. And the 1 second that JT gets hurt, that nobody even knew about. I didn't know about the injury at all.
I had no idea.
Did you hear about his thumb and during the game?
Bro, I had
like nothing.
He scored a touchdown in the second half, and I'm like, oh my God, I needed that so bad. And I'm like, all right, this is right. Like, I'm ready to go. And then, like I said, we were bullshitting in the chat today. Tom sends that text, and I'm like, I thought he was trolling for a second. And then I'm like, wait a second, because it was an edited text.
Yeah.
And he flipped like the predictions, and I'm like, oh no. I'm like, he's not joking. And I went on Twitter and I saw it, and it was like he sustained the thumb injury. He's in doubt for a few weeks. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Yep.
And then I'm like, all right, man, I accept my fate. It is what it is. I'll miss you guys. But let's go into the NFL Week 12 preview now, because I had enough of them Chargers. There's some shit they don't deserve to be talked about.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Justin Herbert needs to look in the mirror. Brandon Staley's going to need to look in the mirror, but he's going to have plenty of time because he's not going to have a job next year.
Yeah, I agree.
49ers -3 at the Eagles in an NFC showdown. Wild disrespect. Wild disrespect here. The Eagles are a 3-point home dog to the Niners. What are you anticipating in this matchup? Pain.
I hate to say it, man. I'm anticipating the Niners to actually win this game.
Come on, bro. What the fuck you want?
And I hate to say that because the Eagles are on such a roll, and I'm going to ride the wave, of course. I'm an Eagles fan.
I'll ride you.
No doubt about it. But when there's no logical way, you can't sit across from me right now and tell me a team that is 10-1, they're at home, right? Against a team that you just completely dismantled in the NFC Championship game, albeit Brock Purdy got hurt. But the reason why he got hurt was because of the Eagles' defense up front. They got after Brock Purdy. And you're telling me that this same team is now a 3-point favorite in the Eagles in Philly? Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. I'm reading the line here, bro. And I'm just being honest. I'm being real. I'm being blunt, and I'm being sincere. Straight up, this line is telling me the Niners are winning this football game, and the Niners win comfortably.
Yeah,
because the 3 right there tells me all I need to know. There's no way. There's no fucking logical way. It's a cookie bet. Oh, I can get the Eagles at home, and I'm getting 3 points. Of course, I'm going to take the Eagles. It's a fucking absolute facade.
This is what I'm talking about, bro. And I keep saying this, and I said it earlier. The NFL world still doesn't believe in Jalen Hurts. I don't understand it, bro. That is what it is.
Because Mahomes wouldn't be an underdog.
Never. Bro, the disrespect for the team that lost in the Super Bowl to be a home dog by 3 points.
Crazy.
And they're 10-1 after the teams that they've beat this year is just mind-blowing. And you could say whatever you want. I'm taking the Eagles all day long with 3 points. I'm taking them on the money line. They're going to beat the 49ers. The 49ers are traveling across the country. They've been waiting for this game all year. Brock Purdy is not coming into Lincoln Financial Field and beating the Eagles.
See, I think the Niners have been waiting for this game all year. I feel like this is the Niners Super Bowl This don't mean shit to the
It could be, but they're going to lose it.
This is a rivalry for the Niners. This is their get back game. This ain't the get back game from the Eagles. The Eagles already got back because they went back to the Super Bowl. They're about to go back again. This game, it means a lot for pride and purposes and obviously seeding because, if it comes down to it at the end of the year, if the Eagles lose to the Niners and lose to Dallas and the Niners go on a winning streak, the Niners all of a sudden have the number 1 seed.
I promise you the Eagles are not losing this game.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either. But this line is telling me otherwise. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I don't care. And I know what you're saying that it's the Eagles and they're the better team and blah, blah, blah. I get it. I'm with you. But ain't no way in hell they should be underdogs at home.
You know what it is, dude?
They had the best record in the NFL. What team should go into Philly and be a favorite? They had the best record in the NFL in 11-week and a 12-week sample size. There's no way in hell that the Eagles should be a fucking 3-point underdog in Philly. I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Here's the thing, bro.
Explain that to me.
I know that you're saying that this is the 49ers Super Bowl, but you don't think the Eagles are pumped for this game?
I'm not saying they're not.
No, I'm just saying you have Hassan Reddick, Brandon Graham, all these guys that they've had to hear. Debo's talking shit, saying James Bradbury's trash. This one, Brandon Ayuk is saying, we were out there playing with 10 people. The Eagles heard all that too, bro. The Eagles heard all that shit too. So the Eagles are going to be just as fired up. And I'm throwing all logic out the window. I know what you're saying with that. And when I first saw that line, I was like, that's a sucker bet to bet the Eagles. They're begging you to bet the Eagles.
For sure.
But I'm telling you right now, I'm betting the Eagles. And I'll post a play on our Instagram or whatever. I'm betting the Eagles.
Picks.
I'm telling you right now, the Eagles are not losing this game at home to the 49ers.
What's going to be the key of the game?
The key of the game? The Eagles are just going to the Eagles are going to be able to take advantage of their secondary now that they lost their safety. They're going to be able to throw on them. The Eagles can match them up front because our offensive line is so good. Lane Johnson is coming back. They can match that defensive line. So if you can neutralize that and then let Jalen Hurts pick their D-backs apart, that's how you can win. They're not coming in there with Miles Sanders now. They're coming in with DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift can run the ball. DeAndre Swift is a much better runner than Miles Sanders.
I want them to stop fucking giving it to Gainwell. Can we just give it to Swift and just go with Swift?
Let's go there real fast. Just for 1 second before we move on, because I don't know what the fuck they are in love with Kenny Gainwell for.
I don't get it. I don't understand it either. Look, I get it in terms of you want to give DeAndre Swift a rest, but how much fucking rest does this guy need? Get his ass in the fucking field. This guy is an absolute monster. Every time he touches the rock, he makes exciting plays, and he plays with some physicality to him that it's like, by the fourth quarter, nobody want to be tackling that. You know what I mean? So he plays smash mouth football. I think he could do that, and he's elusive. He's been excellent for the Eagles this year. He has been playing at a high level, and I hate the fucking rotation shit, man. Just play your best guy, especially in big moments. You know what I mean? Play your guy. He's been excellent. He's been fucking great, and I want him to keep it up. But he should be getting the ball at least 15 times a game. I don't care what anybody says. 15 touches. Easily. He's earned that right. Because in that sample size in this whole season, he has played excellent football, period. He's ran the ball well, and he's ran the ball hard. He gets yards after contact. He has been excellent for the Eagles. He's the best running back, and it's not close. And the rotation needs to stop. And for the Eagles to continue and on this roll that they're on, they need to keep feeding him the ball. And you have 2 wide receivers. You're about to get Goddard back. I think the Eagles they're in a good spot.
What's your prediction for this?
I like the Niners here to win, man. I really do, and I hate it. I got the Niners 28-20.
Okay, I got the Eagles 31-20.
31-20. Okay.
31-20. We're gonna put pause on them on Sunday.
I hope so. I hope I'm wrong, but the only reason why I'm making this prediction, and it's not because of the X's and O's. It's really just based on Vegas, bro. Because I think when I look at these two teams, they're pretty much identical. But outside the quarterback position, this team is pretty like a mirror image.
We got better wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, look,
we got a better quarterback.
Look,
we don't have a better run game.
Look, you say they got better wide receivers, which of course, Philly has the better wide receivers, but San Fran's wide receivers aren't no joke either.
They're not, but
Ayuk is a damn good fucking football player.
Ayuk is one of the most underrated, if not the most underrated wide receiver in the game. That's number one. Number two, I don't consider Debo a wide receiver, dude. He's a scat player.
But they have a good combination of players. They got Kittle. They got CMC.
I hope they make Kittle a blocker again.
They got Debo, and they got Ayuk. I think they have a really good quadruple option of players there. And Brock Purdy just works. Look, the -3 just doesn't make any sense on the road. I don't care what anybody says. Try to make sense of it for me.
I just told you they don't believe in Jalen Hurts.
I know, but there's got to be more than that. There's no way in hell.
You know what this reminds me of? Actually, I just thought of this. This reminds me of that game last year, the Bills and the Bengals. I remember we were saying, I'm like, yo, how are the Bengals a 5-point home dog to the Bills? And I didn't know, and we couldn't understand it. It was actually the episode with I think Shoot might have been on it.
Shoot him up.
I think he might have been on that episode when we were talking about it, where I said I'm taking the Bengals, the Bengals all day, because the Bengals are the better team. I have the better quarterback, and the Eagles are the better team. I have the better quarterback, and I'm going with that. So, but
I agree. The Eagles have the better quarterback. I just feel like the line to me is just telling me, hey, man, like, the Niners are going to get back here, but it doesn't mean like this is what's going to happen in the playoffs. I think the playoffs is going to be a different animal. I think the Niners have been waiting for this game for a long time. This doesn't really mean anything for the Eagles in terms of pride or anything. The Eagles they won last year in the biggest crucial moment. This is just another regular season game to them.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be more than a regular season.
Sure.
There's a lot.
Bulletin board material. Yes, I get it.
If the Eagles win here, they're essentially the number 1 seed.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. But
well, no, because if they lose to the Cowboys, they would be 11-2, and the Cowboys would be 11-3 or 12 or whatever.
The Cowboys have 3 losses
already. Yeah. So, but assuming they don't win Thursday, yeah. So they'll be 10-3.
So the Eagles do have to win this game to absolutely, keep that gap, because they do play Dallas. You want to have that little buffer there. But at the same time, it's like, this is the Niners Super Bowl. They've been waiting for this game since the offseason.
Oh yeah, Goddard might be coming back too.
Yeah,
he's pushing the play, but Lane is playing, which is the most important.
That is
most important for both.
If he wasn't playing in this game, they ain't winning. They wouldn't have won.
Let's stay the team we were just talking about. Seahawks at Cowboys. Cowboys -9. That line is wild to me.
It's representative of what's going on right now.
I know.
I actually don't hate it.
What is going on with Seattle, bro? I picked them to win the division in the preseason. I thought Geno played great last year. He got his money. I just thought that coming into this year, I thought they were going to be really good.
He's played awful.
What's up?
He's played awful.
Oh, he's been trash, like really trash.
Yeah, he stole $50 million.
And they're still 6-4.
Yeah, no, I know, and that's the thing. I think Seattle's got a pretty decent roster. Oh, we switched the camera view.
No, my phone died. You can make fun of me.
Go ahead,
Phil.
Provide the same energy, please.
The problem is this is the first time this has ever happened with Phil. This is a daily routine with you.
You see what I mean?
That's the problem.
The inconsistency of
how's that inconsistent?
I mean, look, my phone died one time.
You capping.
When was
I have at least 75 text messages 3 hours after I asked you a question of, my fault, bro. I was on the couch. I didn't feel like getting up. My phone died.
Hold on. Show related.
What?
Show related.
Has your phone ever died on a show?
Once.
Oh, yeah, it did. You did. We got to get...
See?
All right, after this, we're going to have an intervention. It's going to be more designed towards theories, a little bit of Phil.
It's a one-sided affair.
I just need a theories mold. That's all.
A theories mold is wild, bro.
That's all, bro. That's all.
That is crazy.
So let's go back to
oh my God.
Why do you think this line is so high? That's where we were at.
I can't wait to be. Tell
we
you
got
that.
About, I don't know, 10-15.
Why is this line so high? Because Seattle's garbage, Mike. Seattle's garbage. Dallas is a good team. I told you that all year. I think the Cowboys are really good. And they're the one team that scared me with the Eagles. And I've been saying it all season long. The Cowboys are just better than Seattle. They're going to absolutely rip through that offensive line like you'd never seen before, dude. This is such a bad matchup for Seattle. This is going to be an absolute bloodbath for them. They're going to lose by 2 touchdowns or more in this game. Michael Parsons is going to have a game. He should have a game. He should absolutely have a game. Dak should have he should have 2 touchdowns. CD should get it going. I know that, Seattle's corners are pretty solid. I get it, but I feel like they can be had too. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think Dallas is going to roll. I think they need to run the ball too. I like to see them run the ball, and Pollard's been good the last couple of weeks. He's actually gotten better.
Do you think it's a must win for Seattle? And do you think there's any way Seattle can upset them? It's Thursday, right? They play Thursday night?
They play Thursday, which I hate for fantasy, but
I love that though. I like that on Thursday night.
Why?
I think it's going to be a good game.
Well,
I don't think Dallas is going to blow them out. I mean,
you think that?
I don't think they blow them out.
So
that line indicates that.
What did you ask? What did you ask again?
Do you think it's a must win for Seattle?
I mean, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. They play the Niners next, right? Yeah, they play the Niners next. They play the Eagles.
Seattle's got a tough
Seattle's done. Seattle, you could stick a fork in them. Last week, we talked about contenders and pretenders. They were a pretender for me. There's no connection with DK Metcalf. There's no reason in hell that DK Metcalf has 9 targets and he has 3 catches. Like, there's just no way. And every time he throws the ball to him, the ball is out of fucking bounds. You're not giving your wide receiver a chance to even catch the ball because it's fucking 3 yards out of bounds. What do you want him to do?
He's been such a fantasy letdown.
Yeah,
He's been okay. He's
been okay. He just hasn't been DK
popped.
Metcalf like he has.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he just hasn't. I don't understand why this line is so high though.
They're done.
Look, I get it. I know Seahawks have been playing really bad, but 9 is a lot of points.
It is a lot, but
it
is, but it's not, because I could see this. I could see Dallas taking the opening kickoff, going right down the field. It's 7-0 right there. They're boom.
I will say it is a must win for Seattle because of their schedule being as hard as it is, but Seattle ain't winning this game.
Yeah, Gino's regressed. Absolutely, Dave. Absolutely. He's completely regressed. He did. When Seattle signed him in the offseason for that big contract, they were expecting a nice return on their investment, because they're like, wow, we finally got the quarterback. We got rid of Russ. We got Gino in here, and he's playing excellent. We didn't have to go into the draft, completely rebuild this whole thing. We still had good wide receivers. So what they did in the draft is Gino's performance allowed them to draft Jackson Smith and Jigba. Geno Smith last year, his performance allowed them to draft JSN. And that's what gave them the trio of wide receivers. And they expected the Geno to play like he did last year. And if he did, they would be a lot better, because they added the talent on the outside with JSN and DK and Lockett. And it just didn't pan out this year. And now you look at Seattle's situation, you're looking at them like, man, they're a quarterback away. This team is, they're good. They're good. Like, I think their overall roster's good. Their head coach is excellent. Pete Carroll's great. But they're missing that consistent play at quarterback. And I think that's what they're missing.
You know who's a sleeper to go there next year?
Who?
Kirk.
Kirk could.
Kirk would be good in Seattle.
He would be good in Seattle, but DK and Lockett, and yeah, I think that would be a great fit. And JSN, they would.
I just thought of that. That would be a formidable
I don't
team.
know if Kirk's going to leave Minnesota.
We'll see. That remains to be seen. But I'm taking the Cowboys here. I'll take the Seahawks with the 9.
Okay.
I will take the Seahawks with the 9. I feel like Cowboys get them by a touchdown. So I don't think they
You think a backdoor cover by the Seahawks here?
Yeah, I would say something along those lines. I don't think the Cowboys blow them out.
I think it's going to be a blowout. I mean, if I look at Dallas's games all year long, dude, like when they take care of business, dude, they take care of business.
I agree. No, I totally agree on that.
And it's becoming like a trend where they're not winning games, they're blowing these teams the fuck out. Like, they're blowing them out. And you know how rare that is? I know they're bad teams. I get it. But to blow a team out, an NFL team out, is very difficult regardless of the situation.
They do that shit with ease, dude.
And they be whooping their ass.
I know.
They pile it on, too.
They're a weird team, dude.
They're
just a weird team. They can't.
But that's the team that scares me the most, because it's like when they're clicking, we see what the capabilities are.
The only issue is that they click against bad teams.
Wow.
You never see them click in those moments, bro. And that's why I have such I keep an arm's length with it. And that's why I don't really give them that respect. But if they could perform in those crucial moments, and Dak can have performances like this, They can go all the way, dude. They can play with anybody.
I agree.
It's just they haven't shown us that. And on the flip side of that, losing Trayvon Diggs and seeing Deron Bland come in there and do what he's done.
Well, they gave the big money to Trayvon Diggs.
That's what I'm saying. And then Deron Bland comes in and does that. It's wild, man. It is crazy.
Well, it helps him out too because Gilmore's up there, a little age, but he's been playing pretty well too. So I don't know. They have a good problem in Dallas in terms of the back end of the defense, but overall, man, that team is the scariest for the Eagles.
So we're going on to this game. Who would have thought that this would be an intriguing game? Like a game that people want to watch. The Broncos at the Texans. Texas -3.5. I can't believe this is like a big game. This is a big game.
This is like a must-watch game. I'm going to be looking forward to this game. I mean, it's two teams that nobody expected to be here. CJ Stroud, his performance, being a rookie, and then you got Russell Wilson coming back from the dead, right? And it's gonna be an electric, football game because this is playoff implications on the line for both teams. The Broncos are 6-5. The Texans are 6-5 as well, right? Correct. Yeah. So both teams are 6-5. I mean, this is a big win. This is a big game for them because the winner of this game is going to have a game ahead of them plus the tiebreaker. So when it comes down to seeding in the end for the last seed or the last couple seeds, that tiebreaker is going to come in handy. So this is a really big game for both teams.
Who do you think do you think both of these teams can make the playoffs?
No, I think one of these teams will.
I think the winner of this game makes the playoffs.
Wow.
Because I think if the Broncos lose this game, the Broncos play the Texans, the Chargers, and the Lions. Then they have a layup against the Patriots. Then they play the Chargers again. So 4 out of their next 5 games can be tough.
Well, they play the Raiders too, the last game of the season.
Yeah, and that's a division game. Yeah, I shouldn't have left off the Raiders, actually. You're right on that. So I think that the Broncos have they have some tough sledding coming up over the next 6 weeks. But I think the winner of this game makes the playoffs. Is in a better position to make the playoffs.
I'm not there yet because I just like even if the Broncos win, like I don't even believe in that team still. Like
I still don't. I'm just saying.
I feel like
the way but how do we sit here and say with a straight face that we don't believe in them when you're 7-5?
I'm not discrediting them now. Like I mean,
but if they're 7-5 after 1-5, bro, that'll be one of the craziest season turnarounds of all time.
I mean, look, they beat the Browns pretty handily. I think of the world of the Browns.
Well, they knocked out. Was it them that knocked out DTR?
DTR?
No, he got knocked out the week before. Thompson Robinson.
Yeah. No. Walker played this week.
Yeah, because DTR got knocked out.
Yeah, but still, I mean, like even so, they, the Broncos are playing well. It just I don't know if they just caught lightning in a bottle and then it's just going to fizzle out because their performance wasn't all in that impressive, I would say, against the Browns and offensively, but their defense has been stepping up though in Denver. That's for sure. I think that has been what's changed life for them.
Yeah,
right?
You're not giving up 70 friggin' points.
Yeah, I mean, look, the last 3 weeks or 5 weeks, they've given up, no more than 22 points. And that was against the Bills. And they played some really good opponents. They played Green Bay, who Green Bay just beat the Lions. They beat the Chiefs. They beat the Bills. I mean, they beat the Bills. They beat the Vikings. They beat the Browns. Look, they got some impressive wins on this resume. So who am I to say that they can't make the playoffs? But I'm just not there yet. I'm not on Russ's side still.
So I will say this. I think the winner of this game can potentially I think the winner of this game will make the playoffs.
Like that's your stamp right there.
That's my stamp. The winner of this game makes the playoffs.
All right.
I will say this too. The winner of this game, that coach is going to be coach of the year.
A lock?
Yes. Okay. Because if it's the Texans, what DeMeco Ryans has done is just nothing short of incredible.
I think Nick Sirianni should be the coach of the year right now, but yeah.
You can make that. Yeah. He never gets consideration though. I don't understand. He didn't get it last year either.
That's because the Eagles roster is good, so they're never going to get the
same thing with
the
Hurts.
full credit.
Yeah,
it doesn't
I
make any
understand
sense.
And Sean Payton, if you go from 1-5 to making the playoffs, bro, I don't even know what to say. I just tip my cat to you, even though I think he's a smug asshole.
I mean, look, if he goes 1-5 and in that season his defense gave up 70 points and he won Coach of the Year, I'm not mad about it. But they have to go on a fucking serious run from now until the end of the year.
They're already in it.
No, I mean, they're halfway there. He's halfway from winning that award. I'll tell you that, because if they win the table, if they
run the table,
they run the table here, he's 100% winning that.
It will be one of the most talked about things in sports for years. 1-5 to run on the table and making the playoffs. That would actually be cool to see. But I'm taking the Texans both ways here. I think the Texans are better. I think they have the better quarterback right now. So I'm taking the Texans.
I'm with you.
D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud, Coach of the Year. CJ Stroud's in the MVP race, in my opinion. He's definitely Offensive Rookie of the Year. And yeah.
I'm with you. I'm taking the Texans as well. I like them in this spot, coming off a loss. And I don't know. There's something about this Texans team that's really exciting. And I think that
there's no quit in them.
Nah, there is no quit in them. And I just, to me, if this game was played in Denver, I'm probably taking the Broncos, just because I feel like it's so much harder to play in Denver in this time of the year.
Yep.
Than majority of the places. But since this game's in a dome and Stroud's, it looks like the training wheels they've been off of him. They do whatever they want with him. The playbook is completely open. He could throw it downfield. He has all the creative freedom to play. Like, they just give him great opportunities to sling the rock. They make him throw the ball downfield. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what you want to see in your young player, especially the confidence that the coaches have. So I'm taking the Texans here, no doubt about it. I mean, like you said, he's playing the Texans offensively has just been a lot better, but I like the Texans.
All right, cool. All right, last game before we give our picks for this week. Chargers -6 at the Patriots. The battle of the buttest. What team is more disappointing? Because for me,
the Chargers. It's
the Chargers, but there's a part of me that's like, it's close, bro, because the Patriots are really embarrassing. But the Patriots have a talent hole. The Chargers are loaded with talent. And they're just flat out embarrassing.
Yeah, no, the Chargers are way more disappointing than the Patriots. I feel like we all expected the Patriots to be a 5-win team.
You had the Chargers in the Super Bowl. I had them. I thought they could win the division. And in a year where the Chiefs aren't dominant, you're in last place in your division.
I know. Behind the Raiders and the Broncos.
And the Raiders have been through hell.
So have the Broncos.
Yeah, too.
Both franchises have been through hell, and you're behind both of them. And it's like, yeah, you guys regressed. They have not gotten better.
Do you think that both Bill Belichick and Brandon Staley are coaching for their job?
No. I think Bill Belichick is going to be there next year.
No doubt.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I think the Patriots would be foolish to get rid of him. I don't think the Patriots are going to draft a quarterback, though. Ironically, I actually think the Patriots are going to get somebody in free agency, like a Kirk Cousins. Because I don't think Bill wants to fuck around with this rookie shit anymore. Like, he knows the legacy is on the line. He's up there in age. He doesn't have the time to develop a younger player. Like, if Mac Jones panned out, he's on year 3. This guy is ascending.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, now we're like, yo, next year, 2 years, 3 years, I see a future where we can win this whole fucking thing. Where they're at with Mac Jones, they don't see that. So I think the window of opportunity here this is the window of opportunity for the Patriots to get somebody like a veteran and take that 3rd round pick and trade it to acquire pieces for the offensive talent hole that they have.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're going to do. That's what makes sense to me in terms of team building, because that's what Bill Belichick does. He's a team builder, and that's what he'll do.
This year, I don't know what he was building.
Well,
He's called Bob the Builder.
Yeah, I get it. I understand that. I still believe in him. I don't think he's coaching for his job. I think Brandon Staley, he's not even coaching for his job because he's not going to have a job.
Damn, bro. I was going to say that. I swear that was my line.
I'm serious. He wasn't going to have a job.
I think Bill Belichick is coaching for his job because of how humiliating this season has been for him, especially like the final touches to me was losing to Tommy DeVito and Brian Dable.
But what's saving his ass too, Bill's ass, is the performance of his quarterbacks.
I agree. You could also blame
it's a scapegoat, absolutely. Which it is fair because the Patriots, like I said, the Patriots defense has been playing pretty well. It's their offense. It's fucking garbage that they just can't score. And if you don't score, you can't win.
Brandon Staley, however, he's not coaching for his job because he already lost that job.
He's done.
No matter what.
No matter what. They could go on a wing streak here, miss the playoffs. It does not matter. He can go on a 5-game, 6-game winning streak. It does not matter. He's not coming back.
I'm taking the Chargers. I'll take the -6 because the Chargers can score. The Patriots can't score. And I know the Chargers defense is horrible, but the Patriots, man, they are horrible.
I will take the Patriots with the points, though.
I thought about it, to be honest, because I thought that was a lot of points for a porous defense. But there's nobody back there that could sling the rock.
Nah,
I can't trust that.
I'll take that. I'll take the points with the Patriots.
You'll take the 6?
Yeah, why not? I'll take the 6. And I give the 6.
No cap. All right, week 12 slate. Lions -4 at the Saints.
I got the Lions here both ways. I think they bounce back after losing.
Iconic lock of the week, bro. Lions are going to smoke the Saints.
Yeah.
They are going to smoke them. Olave might be out because he was concussed, and he was having a good game. Yeah, like 114 yards through 3 quarters.
Great.
But the Lions are going to smack the Saints and get back on track. Falcons -2.5 at the Jets.
I got the Falcons here. This is a must-win for them. They had a great win this past weekend.
Yeah.
And I think they continue here. The Jets are ass. I know the Jets are going to play a lot more desperate because apparently Aaron Rodgers is coming back week 16, which I think is a stupid move. But anyway, I just give me the Falcons.
I'm taking the Falcons both ways too. The Jets can't score. They stink.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. You're starting Tim Boyle, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting Tim Boyle. And the guy that you took second overall 2 years ago got benched for Tim Boyle.
Yep. Doesn't make any sense.
Cardinals at Steelers. Steelers -5.5.
I'm going to take the Steelers here, and I'm going to take the Cardinals with the points.
You hate the fucking Steelers.
I don't hate the Steelers. I think the Cardinals can score with the Steelers, though. I think that. So I'll take the 5 points. Like, give me the 5.5 with the Cardinals. I think the Steelers are a better team. They're home. Arizona is going to, travel across the country, but the Steelers, they struggle to put up points on offense. And the Cardinals, like I said, defensively, they haven't been bad this year. They haven't been as terrible as everybody thought they were going to be. I think they are an annoying team.
Yep.
I think they can hang in there. I'll take the 5.5 points.
I'm taking the Steelers both ways. I love this play. Mike Tomlin, man, he should be in the running for Coach of the Year too. You're 7-4 with Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, that's crazy. Kenny Pickett's absolutely.
I mean, what are we doing here? And they got a pretty easy schedule coming up. Like they could really mess around and be 11-4.
Yeah.
Like that is crazy to me, man. Mike Tomlin deserves more love.
I agree with that.
100%. For real. For real.
Facts.
Colts -1 at the Titans. This is going to be a horrible game. One thing I can guarantee, bet the under.
I'll take the Colts here. Give me the Colts. I think the Colts are a better team.
So do I.
The Colts have been sneakily been creeping up on teams.
I know. I like the Colts too. Dolphins -9.5 at the Commanders.
Give me the Dolphins here both ways.
Me too. Commanders are.
Yep.
Dolphins.
Although I do like Sam Howell.
I hope. Sam Howell's looked all right this year. Let's call it what it is. He's looked good. I hope Waddle can have a big performance. Fantasy purposes.
Yep.
Panthers at Buccaneers. Buccaneers -5.5.
I'm going to take the Bucs here, and I'm going to take them both ways. They're just a better football team, and I think the Bucs need to desperately, they need a win to stay in the race of the South. So I'll take the Bucs.
I'm taking the Buccaneers both ways. It's a Baker Mayfield revenge game. They almost ended his career because they're a trash organization.
No, I actually kind of feel like they kind of gave his career life.
The Panthers?
Absolutely. Because if they didn't give him the opportunity, who was?
I mean, I guess, but it was with Matt Rule.
Sure.
Matt Rule was horrible.
Sure, but he got an opportunity.
I know what you're saying. He got an opportunity to play, and he blew it, but either way.
I actually kind of propelled his career to go to Carolina because if he played so bad, he got benched, right? And then he got traded, Or no, he got cut, right?
He got cut.
He got released, and then he got picked up and claimed by the Rams, and then they saved him and revived him.
Yep.
So if he didn't get cut from Carolina and he played pretty decent, he's on a starter this year.
Good point.
So I actually think that's
Brownies at the Rams. Rams -3.5.
I love the Browns, but this line is a little too crazy for me. I'll take the Rams here both ways.
I'm taking the Rams, but I'm taking the Browns with the points. Taking the Browns.
Close game?
Points. Yeah, but I am worried about it, though, because the Rams just hung 37.
They're inconsistent.
They are. So,
but when they click, man, they can move. They can move.
I know.
You're right.
I know. So I got the Rams, but I'm taking the Browns with the points. Chiefs -6 at Packers.
I got the Chiefs here. I'll take the Packers with the points. I think the Packers can hang with them in terms of scoring. I think Jordan Love he's looked pretty well. But the Chiefs are just a better football team. I expect them to win this game.
I'm taking the Chiefs here. I'm taking the Packers with the points. The Chiefs need to be on high alert because I think this has potential upset written all over it. I don't have an upset this week. I don't really like the slate, but if there's one game where I think that there can be an upset, the Packers are going to be desperate. They need to win. They need to win to stay in it. And the Packers have been playing good.
I'll tell you what, if the Packers win this fucking football game, they might actually run the table themselves. They play the Giants, they play the Bucks, they play the Panthers, the Vikings, and the Bears. Like, this is their last hardest game. So is it a must win for them? I'm going to say no. But that's me banking on them running the table with these other teams, which in the NFL, anything can happen. And I'm not betting on the Green Bay Packers to do that.
I thought the Lions were going to do it.
Right. So if they can get a win here, they're going to be in really good position to make a playoff push, and they're going to make it if they win.
Last one, Bengals at Jags. Jags -8.5.
I got the Jags here both ways. I don't think the Bengals can score with the Jags. Although the Bengals defense has been playing pretty well, I just think the Jags needed a win here more.
This is a blowout.
Yeah.
Blowout. At least 14 points. Jags are going to smoke them on Monday.
They should.
Yeah, all day long. All right, guys, that concludes episode 184. Thank you to everybody that watched, commented, and was, talking with us. We will see you guys next week on Tuesday or Wednesday, probably.
Yeah,
probably Tuesday.
Probably. We changed it up a little bit.
I actually like going on Tuesday. It's more fresh.
You miss the Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think.
I do miss it, man. It's just I can't do 2 days. I got 2 babies.
You got shit to do.
But we'll be back. We'll be back 2 days a week. Just give me time. My son, my infant, don't let me put him to sleep, bro. I tried.
It happens. That's
Christian's not about
life of a father right there, guys. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We are also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Megaphone, Stitcher,
and all that other shit.
Also follow us on all of our social platforms, as you do not want to miss our daily content on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And we will see you guys next week at P&I, baby. Go Birds.
I'm caps lock different. It's facts, not fiction. Said I black out for real, then the track gone missing. If it's cap, I'm dipping. We ain't talking about a move, then it's flatline finished. When I spaz, I'm grinning. Put a peel off in the Sadies and I pass by spinning. It's perks with this life, but I don't have my skinnage. Took a quick trip, and now I'm back home winning. And I see they eyes pop like I snack on spinach. Pull up to the spot, she tryna grab my digits. I'm already 8 shots, a Henny past my limit. Here you go. Hazards with a dash full of tickets. I'ma act like I don't see them. I got bad eye vision. Y'all can't pass my scrimmage. While y'all tripping, it's Aruba.